So we've got a little sticky subject for you guys. This is the first time that me and Eddie are actually going to get super serious. It's and it's going to go hand in hand with our motivation. We just recently lost a friend to HTB Beauty, a friend to Eddie, a friend to myself, a great hairdresser, and he passed. And it's hard. It's hard. Giovanni was amazing. The guy, first off, is one of the funniest guys I've ever met in my life. Second off, probably pound for pound, one of the most talented hairdressers I've ever worked with. And actually, he did our intro music. So no matter what, Giovanni's always going to be with us. With that being said, obviously he's up in heaven right now, and he's probably doing a flat iron right now. Or he's doing some amazing color. Because the man could color hair. He was fantastic. So they had a memorial service for him this past Sunday.
Yeah, Giovanni Rizzo.
Giovanni Rizzo. He's on. He did a couple of videos with Eddie. And you can find him on the internet. He was a great hairdresser. But Eddie had an experience. Unfortunately, on Sunday I could not attend. And Eddie had an experience that when he called me and gave it and told me about it, it really made me appreciate the fact of the impact that we all have, especially we hairdressers. And not only with our clients, but also within our community of hairdressers. And I'm going to let Eddie take the story from here. I'll interject from time to time and go for
it. I pull up to the funeral home, and the parking lot is full. So I did a couple of laps. I thought maybe, there was a, I don't know. I thought maybe they had multiple things going on at the same time, like multiple services at the same time. So I was kind of confused. And then I drove into the, neighborhood behind the funeral home, and it's just the blocks were it looked like a block party. Like it was just cars there's just cars parked everywhere. So I just found a parking spot in the neighborhood behind everybody else, and I just start walking, and I'm noticing people are just walking towards the funeral home. And I'm like, oh, okay, going in the right direction. I get up to the funeral home, and there's a line to get in. And I'm like, whoa, what is, like maybe it was closed. Maybe it was just opening or something. Like I was so confused. The entire line was just for Giovanni. There was no other services being held at that funeral home. It was all for Giovanni. And the line was from outside, and it was along the wall, and it went into a side room. It went around the side room, came back through the funeral home. This is just in the front entry.
Yeah, I believe it.
And then you get into the funeral room, and it was like a movie theater. They had the ropes, and it was, snaked back and forth 4 times. And that was like the side room to the main room itself, where the family was. It took an hour, 15 minutes to get in, to go through the front, through that side office room that they opened up, through that side room, and snake around just to get to the front to pay the respect to the family. That is the turnout that Giovanni had. I'm not exaggerating when I say to you, there was hundreds of people arrived to this thing, to the remembrance, or what, how the celebration of life ceremony. Okay. It was amazing to see. You've got clients, you've got people in the industry, you've got, I guess, family. I don't, you just got people who knew of him. I mean, yes, he was an amazing hairdresser. He owned his salon, so he had staff. So even his staff's clients knew him since he was the owner. He had a product line, so then people got the benefit of his insight and technology from there. I mean, he's been multiple time world champion in the Hair Olympics. He was inducted into Hair America. I think he was the youngest hairdresser to be inducted into the Hair America organization. Okay, he was on the board with CCA. He worked with that. Like he's in the industry. What he represented was a youthful version of how to do business in modern times. Bridging that gap between. He did a lot of speaking events for that as well too.
Mm-hmm.
The competitive work and the business side of the competitive work. Combining that with the artistic side of things is phenomenal. He's so talented. Music was like a hobby for him, but then he even played music like with friends. He made a band and stuff, right? So, he had, they just did that for fun. I mean, the amount of lives that he has individually touched was just is amazing, is inspiring and amazing. Absolutely. We've had him on the Profitable Stylist on Two Guys Chat with Bernard.
Mm-hmm.
We've had him as a guest speaker on there multiple times at HTB Beauty. We've worked with him on past projects. We had lined up future projects, that we're really excited to work with him on. So just, it's wild, man. It's really wild. And to see that turnout, to stand in line for an hour, 15 minutes to get up there to pay your respects. And let me say, man, that line behind me wasn't getting any shorter either.
Right. I believe that. I believe it.
That was, it was a 4-hour window to come. That thing was full. That line to get up there was full. Okay, that's how huge of a turnout. That's how much of an impact Giovanni had on the world, which is absolutely fantastic and phenomenal to see. Okay, and his family is I mean, they're just good people. They're nice people, and it's life is weird. I don't understand it sometimes.
Yeah,
and then they got this expression, "The good die young," and it's just BS, man. It sucks. It's stupid. I don't accept it. I don't like it.
Well, but with that being said, a guy like Giovanni and every single one of us that actually do what we do, we touch people's lives every day. And we have the opportunity to really make an impact in people's lives. And on the fact of Giovanni, I mean, what a great guy, a stand-up guy. He's what at least someone like myself has always aspired to be like. He never have a bad word to say about nobody.
He always had a positive insight.
Right.
You could vent to him about anything, and he would just be an ear to listen, like a non-judgmental ear to listen to.
Right.
And then he'd hit you with the whole motivational segment that we do every week was based on that outlook of like, okay, the situation happened. Yeah, that sucks. Or you want to just have a bitch fest about it, or where is the good in all of that bad?
Right.
There's got to be a good that comes out of that bad.
Right. Right.
It's
You know what? The fact that I'm going to put a spin on this for you, Eddie. You and myself and everybody involved with HTB and everybody that he came in contact with, we were actually honored by that. And the time that he spent with us, obviously, as you can see, made an impact. And actually, we're better people for knowing a guy like him than if we didn't know him. And I'm gonna close it off at that, because a guy like that deserves the respect that we just showed him and any other respect that comes his way. And yeah, I think that's where we need to close this off at, because we could go for another hour on this subject. He will be missed, but actually we're very fortunate that we got the opportunity to be creative and know a guy like that.
Thanks for joining us for today's episode. If our hair topics made you smile, give us a thumbs up. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'll read them while waiting for our caller to process. Share this video with your stylists and friends. It helps us make a difference, one strand at a time. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Because your hair deserves all the latest and greatest tips.